It's not a law at this stage. It was a motion that I moved to ask the government to consider putting into place legislation that would cover this. So, and it's simply in a motion form at this stage, and the government are taking it up. Now, I got the idea quite obviously from, in fact, it came from an end game conference which occurred, I think, in America, but it was Professor John Berwick who put the idea forward for Singapore, where he is involved in the university there, where he was saying that it would be a good idea to consider a smoke-free generation, and he identified the year 2000 if Singapore were going to accept it, and I understand they are considering it.
I mean, if you went ahead with this, wouldn't it just drive it underground? Wouldn't people look for cigarettes the way they look for illegal drugs at the moment?
Well, that's always a possibility that will occur with some people. It doesn't matter what laws you have in place, does it? You're always going to have somebody that is going to break that law at some stage and or another. But if you put everything into place, if you look at it properly, and in this instance, it's not taking away from somebody something that they now have. You know, people born after the year 2000 don't have access to tobacco products now. So you're not removing something from them that they've had. You're simply saying that when they turn 18 years of age, which is currently the age in this state for people to have tobacco products, you just can't buy them, or you can't get them legally.
Yeah. But it still sort of leaves the possibility open of some old guy going and buying cigarettes for a lot of kids. It's not illegal for him under your proposal to go and buy cigarettes.
Well, just in that regard, yes, the law would target the retailers and the suppliers, right? And currently that's the position here, that the law doesn't target young people who are found smoking, and certainly they're spoken to, but the law targets those people who provide them, who supply them with cigarettes. Now, there would be harsh penalties for that sort of thing, and most people comply. 99% of the people, or probably more than that, comply with the law most of the time, or all of the time. But you're always going to have a few people deviate, quite obviously, and you've got to have things in place to cover that as well.
So you got this through pretty remarkably easily, didn't you? Very few people argued against this.
Well, there was a lot of discussion on it, a lot of discussion by the members in the upper house, and a number of them raised the issue of it. You've talked about here, really, prohibition. But it's as I was able to explain to them, it's a different type of prohibition. You're not taking away something that they've had. You're simply putting into place a continuation of the experiences that they're currently undertaking. In other words, they can't get access to tobacco. So it's a continuation of that. And most members did say, or some members did say, that they had some concerns with it, but they wanted it looked at further. They wanted it explored to see whether or not it could work.